Dus, first of all, could you introduce yourself and the company you work for? So, could you give us some more information about your job content and the things you do?
I can.
Okay.
I work for KBC Group, which is a Belgian financial institution. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
KBC has approximately 45,000 people worldwide, about 15,000 in Belgium, and about 30,000 not in Belgium. Not many Belgians are aware of that. I've been working for KBC for 17 years now, and I've been working abroad as an expat for about 15, 16 years.
Okay.
So basically, most of my time with the bank, I've worked not in Belgium, only 2 years. I've always been in corporate banking, corporate finance, which is a very specialized area, only servicing corporates, large companies. Plain vanilla corporate banking, but also structured finance, acquisition finance, project finance, all relatively complex and structured things, banking needs, corporate banking needs. And my job has always been to build new entities for KBC in new countries in the area of corporate banking. So here in Slovakia, we are 2,600 people, and we are 3 Belgians. So it's a big company here. We have the same logo. I don't have a business card here. We have the same logo as KBC, but we are called ČSOB, Czechoslovakia Obchodná banka. Obchodná banka stands for corporate bank, business bank. So that's it.
Okay. And what did you study at university? And was it always your dream to become an expat?
I studied at university. I went to UFCA, university at that time in Antwerp. Now it's called Universiteit Antwerpen, I think. I studied toegepaste economische wetenschappen, TEP. And I did, after that, 1 year financial management in Norway, in Oslo.
Oh.
So immediately when I returned from Norway, I needed a job because I wanted to go and live on my own. So I applied, and the first company that hired me was basically KBC, Credit Bank at that time. And about 1 year later, as a coincidence, I met the right people at the right place at the right time. And they asked me if I wanted to help. Am I shouting?
No, it's fine.
If I wanted to help to set up a new entity for KBC in London. And of course, if you're 23, 24 years old, then of course you say yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So I never had the intention to become an expat. I always wanted to see something of the world. I always wanted to work, of course, for a big company, not for a small company, because my parents, just like your parents, my parents are smaller business owners, KMOs, but that was not my dream to work for a KMO.
Okay.
Not even to set up my own company. Even though during the years, both my wife and I, we set up 2 companies as well at the same time. So a little bit of working for a big company and a little bit of entrepreneurship. The mix of that has always been what we do.
Okay.
This is, by the way, how do you do that?
Yes.
You see the logo?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Recognize KBC?
Yeah.
The dot, the blue dot.
Yeah. So that's the question. That's the answer.
Yeah. So you lived in London, New York, and now Slovakia.
Yeah.
Okay. And could you tell me a little bit more about like the integration process, especially in Slovakia? Was it difficult or easy to adapt?
I'm gonna give that. Well, first I will answer because for the man or the woman, the expat itself who works, getting used to the local life, is actually very easy because we work in an office between four walls and we work with people. And wherever you go, whether it's in London or New York or Bratislava or Hong Kong, people are people, and an office is an office. So for me, wherever I go in this world, it's all the same, but it's much more complex for the partner. And the partner will now do everything about integrating.
No, integrating. Yeah, of course it's...
I'm going to prepare my spaghetti.
Okay.
Yeah, as a spouse or for the partner is of course much more difficult because, as Olivier said, like it's the company who sends you to another country, and for them it's just the building and the people around them that change. So they leave in the morning and they come back in the evening. For us, it's more difficult because we have to, we have to look for the common things in life, like a doctor, where can I buy whatever, this kind of drinks, especially then in Slovakia, the language. Most of the people in the beginning when we moved didn't speak English. So I was the whole time with my iPhone, Google Translate, to see, is it like low-fat milk, full-fat milk? So with these things, it's different. And especially also, we came from New York, so it was like a big culture shock for me then, because in the US, people are like, okay, also exaggerating, like, how are you? Have a nice day, la la la. And then you come to Slovakia, where people are really more reserved, shy. Now, of course, after 5 years, I know if you try your best and if you try to speak a bit of Slovak, they open up and they are friendly, or maybe it's because I'm used to it. But yeah, for the kids, it's also easy because they stay in their international bubble, this international school. So they go to school, everybody speaks English. If they have a problem, they go to the teacher who speaks English. If I have a problem, I have to see people who don't speak English.
Okay.
But overall, it's always, in the beginning, it's sometimes hard. But of course, yeah, we choose for this life and it's an experience, I mean.
But you took lessons to learn the language? Or...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. I wanted it. Yeah.
Okay.
Because, of course, I really can't go into a deep conversation in Slovak, but I can order pizza, I can go to the store, I can buy clothes. So, no, I'm safe. If there is something I can explain myself, it's not a problem.
Okay. And do you become friends with locals or other expats?
You know, that's sometimes really hard. And again, especially here, because London and New York, you speak like the same language. You speak English and English, So I'm going to compare now also. So when we were in the US, I had also a lot of non-Belgian, non-European friends because I could talk to my neighbor, I could talk in school, whatever. So in Slovakia, it's different because, how would I say, because of the language, and also, people know that if you're an expat, you don't stay forever. So most of the time, they don't want to put their energy also in these new friendships because they know they're not going to last.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes a bit the disadvantage for an expat, and especially if you go into the bigger cities, you have more expat communities. You have, like, for example, in London, you have, I don't know how many Belgians. In New York, you have a lot of Belgians. But here, Slovakia, I know maybe 2 Belgians. So, yeah, it's difficult. But with Slovaks, I have friends, but then it's because of my kids' friends' parents. No, maybe in the beginning, but really homesick. If you start an expat life with your partner, how would I say? It's also a really good test because when you're abroad, you don't have anybody else to whine. If there's something missing, come, like for example, if you have a problem or something, if you're in Belgium, you go to your mom, you can go to a grandparent or a sister or whatever. But here, when you're abroad, the only one you have is your partner.
Yeah.
So homesick? No, not really. But yeah, for us, we are already now abroad for 15 years.
But many people.
But even in the beginning, I was not really homesick because even in the beginning, you're young, you're ambitious, you think you're gonna change the world.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do this. And throughout the years, you get really used to it. I mean, and now also with Skype, WhatsApp, we have all these things to stay in touch with friends and family. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's also personal, yeah, because we know many families who are extremely homesick and who want to go home. Yeah?
Yes, yeah. It's also depending on, I think, No, I can't say that because we also have a really good relationship with the kids, and I'm pretty sure the kids also will go somewhere.
It's the price we pay.
Yeah, that's the price you pay. But no, not really homesick. But if you want to do it, even maybe you get the opportunity to go abroad to study, you should do it.
Yeah.
Just to have and even if you're homesick, then you can say, okay, I tried it. Boom.
Yeah.
If it's not working, it's not. Otherwise, you're always going to say, maybe I should have done it. I should have. So I would say, yeah, go for it.
Okay. And now the cultural differences, like the bigger power distance in Slovakia and the masculine society, like they're more formal, etc. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
So you have to say, also in the company, when he just arrived and then you talk, he said, yeah, my name is Olivier, call me Olivier, and my door is always open. No, they don't. It's like, oh, no, you're the boss, who your boss, and it's Paan means Mr. No, Paan Smekers. And he says, no, we are like a team, I'm Olivier, whatever. On that, they are really sensitive also where the desks are, where they are located in the company. And these are things that are really sensitive for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope you speak because I don't have an office with employees.
Yeah. How would I put it? Well, indeed, it's a very formal society. They respect the boss. They don't allow entrepreneurship, so self-development of anybody. But that's just because it's in their veins, yeah. That's because of the communist heritage. Only 50 years ago, this was a very communist country, and whatever you did, the only thing you had to do is listen to your boss. Now, of course, many employees still have that mindset. It will still take a generation before this disappears, minimum 1 generation. So that's one thing, very formal. Secondly, they're extremely capitalistic. They're extremely ambitious. Not from trying to change the world, but they're extremely ambitious in order, from a point of view, to make money as quick as possible. So it's also a country where, how would I put it? Men are still really men and women are really women. That means that the man is really the power of the family. He also looks like that.
Macho.
Very macho culture. This is not a country where the man will open the door for a woman. Typically, appearances are very important in this society. What car you drive, what car you drive, the clothes you wear, status symbols.
I like the bodyguard thing. It's not because they need it. We are talking now about the rich part of Bratislava. They don't need a bodyguard, and they just for the status.
From that perspective, it's totally different than in Belgium.
Okay.
Also, the respect towards what you were saying in the working area, like also towards doctors and teachers, or even in the football training. Like my kids have to say Paan trainer, so meneer de trainer, Mr. Trainer. We in Belgium are much loose with it. Most of the time, meneer de dokter. That's also something we don't say anymore, right? But
Students call their professor Paan Professor, Mr. Professor.
Yes.
So, I don't know if that's the case in Belgium.
No.
But
just Mr. and then the name.
You still say professor, but here it's very, very formal.